Hey guys, so this is part 2 of the add-on for the testimony of the intro. I don't know which one to call this one. We'll call it, I don't know, we'll see. So anyways, so after the orbs of white fire came, I started seeing visions. I started following the visions. And for the weeks to come after first contact, I started, these visions were coming. I was seeing a whole bunch of revelations and I didn't realize what they were. I saw things out of Revelations. I saw things, I was actually seeing the dragon, stuff like the dragon. Started seeing biblical references and didn't even know what I was seeing. On top of that, I was seeing things from the enemy as well, where he was trying to entrap me with, things of lust, flesh, and trying to promote power. He was trying to promote power and trying to trap you with that, and showing you visions of controlling people and manipulating people to tempt you, to use the gift that I didn't even know I had. The anointing that I didn't even know I had at that moment, to use it for Satan, use it for selfishness. That's what it was that was the area that it was looking at. And so, the demons definitely did try to lead me in that. But Jesus came back around, and because my heart was Jesus, and my heart was for Jesus, and he kept coming at me saying, Eric, follow the path, follow me. It was great. So anyways, we'll say maybe about 2 to 3 weeks after first contact, I went out to the desert to go sing to my Jesus. And as I'm singing, and I'll sing, songs like Mercy Me, Joseph's Lullaby, if you guys seen it. Salvador, I really like Salvador, and things like that. And you just go out there and just jam, and you just go sing to my Jesus. Look at the orbs of white fire, because they'd be flashing at me constantly. And it was wild stuff, guys, just wild stuff. So as I'm out there, just singing to my Jesus, I start seeing purple apparitions on the ground, and they were like popping, right? And then when I was seeing the popping, I noticed that a vehicle would go by the train tracks in the middle of the freaking desert, on a dirt road where it's hard to access, right? And in the distance, I started seeing long distance lightning flashes. So after the popping would happen, and then you would see that long distance lightning flash, and it was like and it was vibrating. And when you looked over there, when you saw the flashes, you would see a little bit of a vibration, almost like a magnetic field, like a cloaking magnetic field. I didn't know what I was looking at. I still didn't, I just knew that it was some type of tech going on. But at that time, I didn't realize what was going on. I didn't know what was happening. But God was there to have me witness something at the right place at the right time for the mission that He's going to be setting me on. So what ended up happening, so a vehicle would come by, and they would break that magnetic field, and because they would have their brights on, and you wouldn't see their brights until they came up to the threshold. And when they came through like a vibrating water, turbulence almost, and you would see that vehicles would come by, the popping apparitions would happen, and then I started seeing diesels, and I just remember once it started taking hold, and I'm like, this is kind of just weird. This is just weird, right? So I started counting, and I counted 3 diesels, and I saw them being escorted by street bikers, like biker gangs. I saw patches, but I couldn't make them out. And what it seemed to be is that they were all concentrated by the train tracks, and they had their brights on, and they were using some type of tech to hold down and dampen the lights. So after they would come up, and I saw a total of 3 diesels escorted by 5 or 6 street bikers. I'm not going to say names because I don't know what street bikers they were, but it was a gang. I mean, there was like 20 or 30 of them out in the middle of the desert escorting diesels. I mean, those diesels should not be on that road. I mean, it's hard to access those roads, and right by the train tracks, and there's no reason for them to be on there anyways. So, and escorted by street bikers, headed to the freeway towards California. I mean, it's just in the middle of the night, 10, 11 o'clock at night at that time, maybe 11, around that time. Just strange as crap. And then you got this weird tech going on out in the middle of the desert, and you're going, what the crap is going on? Anyways, so they ended up seeing me because there was like a dune buggy, a sand rail, one of those off-road, toys, 4-wheelers. Had all the lights off, and they had a blue glow stick. And they stood in front of me. They parked in front of me for about 10 minutes, but about maybe 100 meters away. It was a little bit of a distance, but not much, right? I mean, yeah, maybe 100 meters to 150 meters, somewhere around there. Probably maybe even, we'll just say 100 meters. Anyways, they stayed there. They stayed there for like 10 minutes. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, So I'm out here in the middle of the desert. I'm seeing UFOs. I'm seeing orbs of white fire. I'm having visions. And there's some type of weird thing going down in the desert. This is just freaking weird. And I said to myself, I'm not even going to pull out my phone. I'm just going to keep singing to my Jesus. That's exactly what I did. I just kept singing to my Jesus. So the guys stayed out there for 10 minutes waiting at me. Just waiting on me. The entire operation stopped. And there was no more diesels going by. There was no more lightning flashes in the background. There was no more popping apparitions going on. It was just complete silence. Anyhow, so they stayed right there waiting 10 minutes. Just, I don't know, it was either intimidation. It was intimidation. Because what ended up happening is, as I'm looking at it, they ended up shooting at me. Now, the type of shots that they were shooting at me, it came off as a holographic, like a holographic orb. And as they shot at me, it did something to my eyes where it completely blackened everything, almost like you just see nothing but black. But it was weird because it just started, you would see the blackness and it would move around. It was very weird. And there was like almost like an anxiety, panic attack type of feeling coming on. Anyways, they shot at me with that holographic orb, some type of future weapon. I mean, because I remember watching things back in, watching videos on the Science Channel back in like 2010, 2008, something like that. The future weapons, they got future weapons where they can do holographic stuff and make you paralyzed and blind you and weird stuff like that. So they don't kill you, but they're definitely going to discredit you, stuff like that. So anyways, so they shot at me, and it came at me, and I jumped to my knees, and I'm just like, what the crap? Just scared to crap, and and they just kept shooting, and I'm just like, oh, and then I dropped to my knees, and I'm just like going like this, because I'm just, it's doing something to me, and then I say, help me, Jesus. And right as I say, help me, Jesus, one of those orphanum angels appear over their head, and they start lighting up the night sky. And they keep shooting at me, but that more they shot, I mean, that orb of white fire was just lighting it up, man. It was lighting it up. And right after that, I had some grit in my stomach where there was like fire in my belly, and I just started yelling at these guys. I started just yelling at the crap out of them, where they ended up running away or driving away, maybe 300 meters to my left, and they ended up parking. But as they were driving away, one of them was still firing at me, and I pulled out my hand and I tested it. Okay, so as I tested it, I was testing my left eye, and was testing to see if it came out of one eye and not hit the other eye. So if it was a vision, it wouldn't matter. You'd still see it on both. It's still going to come that way. But if it's like a hologram, it's going to be able to. You see it different. You're only able to see it out of the right eye. So that's how I tested it. And sure enough, it only came in my right eye. It didn't go in my left. So as I tested it, I'm like, okay, so it's not a vision. It's something that is external and not internal, if that makes sense, guys. It's an external force, and it's not internal. And that's how I come to the assumption that it's one of those future type of weapons. Anyways, to immobilize you or just to scare you, because they were doing what they were doing out there. I didn't know what they were doing out there. It was just weird as crap. I was just out there at the right time, right place to see what was going on, just to witness. And anyways, I get as they park 300 meters, I just dropped to my knees and I lift my hand up to the North Star, and I'm just like, God, what the crap is that? What's going on, man? And oh man, and I'm just all shaken up. I'm just like, whoa, what am I doing out here? What am I seeing? What am I witnessing? And just shaken up, just not understanding anything. Anyways, I end up going home, and as I come home, and I start getting in vision mode, and I go in vision mode, and I start asking God, what the crap was that about? And he starts showing me child sacrifices. He starts showing me kids getting thrown into the fire. Started showing me tortures of children, things that are just horrific things happening to kids. And he said that's who they were, and that's who he protected me from. And that what they were doing out there is that they were trafficking kids to these Satanists, to do Luciferian worship, to do satanic worship, to kill these kids for blood. God then shows me, he shows me that he's going to send a man like Moses, and he's going to bring down these underground temples. And he started showing me locations all over the world. Defined locations, places I've never seen. There was places by, there was one place, I'm thinking it's, Hoover Dam over here? I think it's Hoover Dam. He showed me one in the pit of a dam. So, and the one closest here is over in, Arizona, next to, Las Vegas. I think that's Hoover Dam. So that was my assumption. Anyways, he showed me a whole bunch of locations where these underground torture cities are. And he showed it all over the world. And he showed many in the United States. Two of them that I understood where they were. And I recognized what they were. And it was under New York Central Park and under Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., he showed he showed about a half a mile underneath the obelisk, which is the national monument. The erected, monument. It showed the vision. It went straight up like a bird's eye view, and then it just went straight down. And I want to say maybe about a half a mile. And it just showed me tunnels and kids galore, man. Kids just getting sacrificed. And it showed a satanic temple where they do all these rituals. And just crazy stuff, guys. Just crazy stuff, like just evil, crazy, Old Testament, throwing kids into the fire stuff, tortures, you name it. I mean, they were doing that. I mean, pedophilia, eating kids. I mean, it goes on and on. I mean, God showed me a lot. God showed me the faces of these kids, what they went through. He showed what the heck they went through, man. They went through a lot. Showed them, getting cut up, getting dismembered. I mean, getting placed on hooks, man. I can go on and on. This stuff is it's hard. It's real hard.